Alright, welcome back, fellow treadheads and fans of the Steel Beast Pro PE community. This is the Red War Dancer, and we're going to continue on to part 2 of our scenario, which is Russia versus Ukraine in the northeast sector. Give you a little perspective and clarifications here before we go on. In the Steel Beast community, I am known as the Red War Dancer, but these videos being posted in YouTube, my profile is Elvin Highmage. So just to clarify any confusion out there on that. A couple of things that I had to change is that when I try to continue on the scenario, here at the breaches, when you saved and then tried to play again, the minefields for the defending Ukrainians was not cleared. So even though on the map it shows it is, it really wasn't. So I had to reshape the minefields in the editor in order to make sure that they remain cleared. Because what would happen is that the breach locations would be clogged up with vehicles. The AI wasn't keeping them clear for both sides. So even here, you can see that this remains breached. I would have multiple vehicles destroyed into this breach. So I had to change that out. Another thing that happened was down here. It's not showing it, but actually the engineers was attacked and their bodies was caught up in the concertina wire, which they had cleared out. Now it's not showing it here in the pre-mission planning screen, but in real life the AI from the vehicles was actually going around the bodies of the engineers, and then they would drive into the minefields to the left or to the right. So I had to edit that out as well. So to recap, we have Task Force Whiskey over here. They have completely crossed the breach and they're in position to attack Objective Badger. I currently have 1st Battalion flowing through their breach, where they're going to assemble here at Phase Line Apple, excuse me. And in the meantime, 2nd Battalion is moving into position to cross the breach. What I will do is I will finish off this breaching here before I commence on this, or I may do both at the same time. I will show for the viewers how to cross a battalion through this, and then I think I'll pause the game and then finish up the rest of 2nd Battalion, because nobody wants to watch a video of breach obstacle. There's not a lot of combat going on. So without further ado, we're going to get this started. So current time in game is 10:08, 100 hours, and we have our units moving. I'm going to stop these guys for a bit, because what happens in a breach is that the units will move fast to the front of the breach and they'll slow down, and this will cause a log jam. And it's the last thing you want to have happen, because if the enemy got smart and dropped artillery, that's a lot of dead units. Do you see how they're stopping? And then they'll move slowly through the breach, and that causes log jams. I've seen it happen. It's not a pretty sight, because even on some occasions, some vehicles will actually try to go around, reposition themselves, and then you get even more vehicles destroyed. very quickly, but they also want to do it smooth, because being stuck in a breach is a kill zone, and that's where bad things can happen. So 2nd Battalion is moving smoothly. Oh, something else that happened that I had to edit out. This unit here, Attack Battalion, Anti-Tank Battalion, 2nd Platoon, and there was another unit up here that for some reason was driving backwards east into the minefields, so I had to reroute them completely. That was a headache. So I'm going to put these guys to a quick halt. You see how things can get stacked up real quickly and causes problems. There's only so much the AI can do, even though this is one of the better AI operated games that exists in simulators at the time.
Right on checkpoint, waiting orders. 4-1, right on checkpoint, waiting orders. Right on checkpoint, waiting orders.
They're not stacking up.
Waiting orders.
It's kind of tight, but I think they can do it without issues.
Right on checkpoint, waiting orders. Right on checkpoint, waiting orders.
So far, so good.
Waiting orders. 3-1, right on checkpoint, waiting orders.
And that's how operations should
Right on checkpoint,
handle.
waiting orders.
Emphasis on the word
Right on
should.
checkpoint, waiting orders.
So the 2nd Battalion is moving along good. We're going to hold off on anything with 3rd Battalion. That's a lot of moving parts going on.
Right on checkpoint, waiting orders. 2-1, right on checkpoint, waiting orders.
But with these guys down here, we're going to get the medics out of the way.
2-1, right on checkpoint, waiting orders. 4-1, right on checkpoint, waiting orders.
Everything's going according to plan. Excellent. Now for reference, you'll notice that the headquarters platoons are numbered instead of actually listed what they are. And I've done that because it's always different for other units. So I have written down on paper to remind myself who's who, such as headquarters, 5th and 6th platoons, these are your mortars. Headquarters, 10th is your repair, and things of that nature. Now for units like 3rd platoon, you won't see listed on the bottom left of the screen exactly what they are unless you dismount the units. But I have snipers, anti-tank, your automatic grenade launcher platoons, things of that nature. But as you can see when you look at other units, if I had originally labeled what the platoons are, this would actually be listed as the AGL platoon, the mortar platoon, so I had to use numbers. That dismounted medic team. That's something trivial. I can do that. And let the rest of the battalions here in 1st Battalion get loaded up. Just bear in mind that we are going cross country,
Waiting orders.
and therefore trucks obviously move slower than tracked and in some cases some combat wheeled vehicles, but it's a truck. What can you do? If you look at the overall part of this map, this is the only main highway that heads to the objectives. The rest of it is just a maze of roads that's hard to move quickly to the actual objective, main objective, which is Objective Rhino.
1-1. Right on checkpoint. Waiting orders. Right on checkpoint. Waiting orders.
So, no holdups in the breach. Everything's still going good. That's the way things should be. So, 2nd Battalion is now formed up. I'll hold off on those guys. For some reason they're
Right
moving
on
slow.
checkpoint. Waiting orders.
No, it's just the terrain. Not much you can do about that. I will continue to let 3rd Battalion on standby. We'll call that as poor leadership on the battalion commander's level.
Right on checkpoint. Waiting orders.
It's a game. You can use your imagination. Once in a while, you'll have the AI have vehicles stuck in the trees. It's a real pain, but I'm doing that to try and keep as many units out of line of sight from Dontsivka or anywhere else as much as possible, even though I've got like 1st and 2nd companies of this battalion that is out in the open. So far, nobody's shooting at them. Now, the defending Ukrainian forces does have a battery of, How does headquarters spot these things? So we know that the enemy is there.
Waiting orders.
There's some surviving enemies are there. I dropped a bunch of artillery in Objective Badger. Usually it was right along this line here, this road right here, but I didn't drop any in there. I'm trying not to use too much artillery because it'll cause the game to move very slowly. So just a few more units and 1st Battalion will be ready to roll. Now obviously, if I had other people playing with this game, we'd probably have the entire regiment up at the phrase line Apple and we would begin our offensives. But I didn't design that game for that purpose, or this scenario, excuse me. But it's alright. You can play it however you like. And the way that I have it designed here, you don't have to do it this way. You can put everybody just to march on this road and do
Right on checkpoint. Waiting orders.
a flanking maneuver where you could just bypass Dontsivka and just go here and do a breakthrough and then have other units come in later. It's however you want to do it. That's one of the great things I like about Stubby's Pro community scenarios. Especially their something like this, which what you would probably call a sandbox, but I still wouldn't call this a sandbox scenario. See, that's the regimental engineers. I don't have anything to do with those guys. So their job is done. And we're going to give them a little bit more space to have them cross. No issues at the breach. All good. My destroyed recon unit. I forgot what blew him up. I think he was in the breach and ran into a minefield. Alright, that should be all of 1st Battalion. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to begin Task Force Whiskey's assault. And for this, I'm going to put the game on pause and start running people. So there's no infantry, dedicated infantry to this task force. I'm hoping there's not enough enemy forces where I need to detach somebody from 1st Battalion to help. There are anti-tank units, foot mobiles, in this task force.
Roger.
So let's see how that goes. First of all, I want my recon unit. He's going to flank around. Actually, no. We're going to do what recon does.
Roger.
Find the enemy. So we got that tank company. We're going to secure the east. We're going to use the next tank company to secure the north, or the north and the west. This tank company is going the east. I need to get my directions straight. Concourse, they're going to help. Probably set up right about on top of this little rise here.
Roger.
And provide support. And I just now realized I really don't have as much infantry support as I thought. But we're going to see how it goes. There's only 2 actual platoons, and these are mounted on MTLBs, man-portable anti-tank units, but they also have some supporting infantry, like riflemen, things like that. So what I'll do is I'll probably park them here in this tree line, dismount the infantry, the dismounts, and sweep it to the rest of the town.
Roger. Roger. Roger.
Alright. These are the wagon trains, as they would say. I will leave this tank battalion in a reserve, or tank company in reserve for now. And actually, no, I'm going to have them move on.
Roger.
To right about here. Just as a reminder, I don't have this game memorized to know exactly what is where. So, to me, that's the fun part of playing games like this.
Roger.
Especially the way that I design them. Otherwise, it wouldn't be as much fun when you're playing a game over and over and over, and it's set to where you can only do it a certain way.
Roger.
Alright, that looks about good. And we'll continue on. Mainstay of Russian armored forces in numerical superiority. We're going to hop into the commander's hatch, see if we can see anything. Not a whole heck of a lot, not with all this bouncing. I didn't want to do that. Push the wrong key. I want to use binoculars. Here we go. So that's 1st Battalion.
Right on checkpoint. Awaiting orders.
Just as a reminder, what I've done here is that in real life, the Ukrainians started off with obsolete Russian platforms. But in this scenario, I've given them Western equipment, and I've explained in the first part of this that why that happened. And in this fictional conflict, the United States had pulled out of NATO. The Ukrainians bought as much of their equipment as possible and upgraded. American, German, British equipment and stuff like that, just to give them more of a fighting chance at the start. So far there's no shooting going on. Kinda has me worried a bit. Alright, so now 1st Battalion is now completely through the breach, and they're in position to continue on once they get the orders.
Right on checkpoint. Awaiting orders.
Nobody sees that enemy APC yet.
Right on checkpoint. Awaiting orders.
Scouts out. Contacts.
Right on checkpoint. Awaiting orders.
this unit. Once we reach the road. Sign of our buddies. Oh, there they are. That building looks clear.
We're at our checkpoint. 1-1. We're at our checkpoint.
Oops. There's APC. Gotta get him.
Fire.
Oh, already dead. Nope, no he wasn't. No. Oh, why the heck did he say ceasefire when it was alive and dandy? Oh, come on, commanders. Oh boy. Alright, we're gonna light this place up here with some ICM. Tanks are really taking their sweet time.
1-1. Contact. Move. South.
Battalion 1. Okay, so it's this tank right here. Shoot him. Line of sight on.
We're at our checkpoint. 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 We're at our checkpoint.
Somewhere right around there.
We're at our checkpoint. Contact. Group. West.
Contact.
Fire heat, caliber 50. Ceasefire.
Contact. Reload. Orbits to be burned. I hate it when vehicles are not burning. I don't know why you're way up there. While that's happening, we're going to pause the game again, and I've got some foot mobiles to deal with. It's going to be a lot of them. Let's see. We're going to march some guys over here to clear those out. I know it's a long walk, but that's where they happen to wind up. Because if you're not sure, dismount and walk. Because the most important aspect of a mechanized infantry unit is the dismounts. It's not the vehicles.
Roger. Roger. Roger.
Yes, this would be easier if I had used an actual company of infantry, like from 1st Battalion or so.
Roger.
But this is supposed to be responsibility. Everybody has their own responsibilities. Because what I don't want to do is have 1st Company or 2nd Company or 3rd Company help out with Badgers suffer tremendous casualties, and they will not accomplish their primary mission respectively.
Roger.
And if they fail to do so, we will simply blame the sub-commanders. That's the military.
Roger.
Whenever in doubt, blame the chain of command. That's not entirely true. But in many ways, yes it is.
Roger.
Now, even though this is rather rural, this is still considered urban combat. So I don't want to go through with tanks without any sort of infantry support. And they have not arrived yet. Let's move up. Most of these, at least somewhere closer. And go from there.
Roger. Roger.
Let's try and avoid some trees.
Roger.
So far, have not suffered any indirect fire.
Roger.
Hold my breath. Actually, we're going to keep the wagon trains away for now. Uh-oh. Oh, that's the artillery dropping. Friendly fire, not enemy. Yes, that's a good thing. They're shooting at somebody. Believe in the AI most of the time. It's not always a one-man show. What I'm going to do next is probably considered reckless. And that's going to clear the bottom third of this area with my tanks. I say that reckless because, again, as I mentioned, There's no infantry support, leaving our flanks
We're at our checkpoint.
exposed to our right.
We're at our checkpoint.
Oh, wait, whoa.
We're at our checkpoint.
Who are
We're at
you?
our checkpoint. We're at 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 our checkpoint.
APC. I don't know if we did or not.
Battle site PC.
Where are you at, buddy? There you are. On the way. Pretty sure I got him. Nope. See, I think there's somebody. There's some troops in there. Yeah, this was reckless. Yep, that's why it's reckless.
This is 1. Short count follow.
No.
5.
I pushed the wrong button.
3, 2, 1. This is 1. Short count follows. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oops, wrong button. Smoke's real not doing us any good.
1-1. We're taking fire here.
What's 1-1? I see you guys.
We're taking fire here.
Alright, let's take control of this. Oh, there you are. Pop your head up, buddy. Pop your head up. Can't quite get him.
True. Caliber 50.
Fire, buddy.
We're at our checkpoint.
Oh, the tank commander can't do it. You'd have to rotate the turner. Is there somebody else who can get him? Nope. Now here's what we're going to do. We're just going to fall back.
Roger.
Why is nobody moving? Oh.
We're at our checkpoint. Awaiting orders.
Thanks. I don't think there's anybody here. Otherwise we would have been shot at by now.
We're at our checkpoint. Awaiting orders.
Very risky.
We're at our
I probably
checkpoint.
should not have
Awaiting
done
orders.
this.
2-1. We're at our checkpoint.
Now to this platoon here. Actually, I'm going to have everybody mount up and then disembark in this tree line here.
We're at our checkpoint.
That vehicle is destroyed. Oh, I hope this doesn't slow down my frames. You see somebody? So far, so good. Oh, there's some ground troops over there.
We're taking fire here. We're taking fire here. We're at our checkpoint. We're taking fire here.
Oh, not good.
We're taking fire here. We're taking fire here. We're taking fire here. This is 2-1. We're taking fire here. We're at our checkpoint. Awaiting orders. This is 1-1. Contact. Group. West.
Let's put some artillery down here. Detailed.
We're taking fire here.
Finite.
We're taking fire here.
Minute artillery. Alright. Let's get everybody into a line formation. Maximize firepower.
We're taking fire here. 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 We're at our checkpoint.
Oh, I see him. Oh, good shooting, whoever that was. And we're getting our heads handed to us. Alrighty. We're gonna skip all this hoopla here and just light this place up.
We're taking fire here. We're taking fire here.
Guys better start shooting back.
We're taking fire here.
So there's a missile team there. Some infantry. And that's all I can see.
We're taking fire here.
Cannot take charge and shoot with rifles in Steel Beast Pro. Oh. Ooh, good spot.
We're taking fire here.
That might have done it. Here's a note of reference. If your medic is lying down next to a body and he's not doing anything, then that person is dead. Heads hands to you. There has to be a certain distance. You don't have to necessarily be on top of them. And nothing happening here.
We're taking fire here.
Let's see if I can pop smoke. Nope. There, that'll help. Oh, crap. That's my fault. All right. So we're dropping more activities. Personnel in overhead cover. They're inside a building. We're just going to light this place up. So, Task Force Whiskey was pretty much not up for the task in clearing this out without heavy casualties. They were taking fire from two different directions. That's war. It happens. Not much you can do about it. Sometimes you can, but it's a game. Nobody really dies. I'm okay with it. Let's see. I don't want to move any medics up right now. Actually, what I could do is I could put smoke right here. Let's make it wide, narrow, and let's put a lot of it down there. And there they go. Oh, they can't see anything. At least they're not taking fire. They're down at the bottom of the valley.
4-1. We're taking fire here.
Why are you way over there? I'm surprised you didn't get shot by anything. I forgot that Russian vehicles do not back up very fast. We're just going to get them on the way. So that's going on. The more artillery drop in 40 seconds, and the smoke will happen in 2 minutes. I can try and get the medics up here to see definitely. I did this right. Alright. Now, here's another thing about Steel Beast Pros that if you set enough missions and you don't end the ones that are completed, it'll tie up those gun tubes and you will not be able to call more. So as a commander, you have to keep up on these things.
We're at our checkpoint, awaiting orders.
Smoke in 5 seconds. Supposed to be shooting at medics, but sometimes I didn't like how they shot up my window. Spread them out a bit. And see how that works. Personnel. Good. Right here we'll go personnel over to cover. And we'll put one right here. No, we already did that. Right here. Go 100 by 100. It's kind of no fun in some regards to just use nothing but artillery. I don't know if any of these men can be saved, but we're definitely going to try. In the meantime, actually, oh, there's a guy over here. Let's use this unit to clear out the rest of this.
We're at our checkpoint. Roger.
Let's see if there's anything happening. Nope. They are all dead.
We're at our checkpoint.
Or at least that one is. How about the next person?
Roger.
How about these guys? Okay, do you see what's happening with the animations? So this is the same type of animation with engineers when they're clearing something in an obstacle. What they're doing is they're healing somebody. What I don't know is, are they healing multiple people at once or not? But when you see the medics doing that, that will revive somebody. And if you can maintain some sort of force strength,
we're at our checkpoint.
All the better. It didn't used to be this way. We didn't have medics in Steel Beast Pro for a very long time. And their efforts, the medics are showing off, have borne fruit. Still working on something, but here there's 4 or 5 bodies, and one has been revived. That's another one, and you can combine these together, these individuals together. Okay, so they're all done. Have them mount up. this man will attach to this man if he can. I gotta get him closer. Is anything happening with these guys? Nope, no animatrix or animations. They might as well just mount up. Alright, this place is pretty much clear. It is clear. I just want to make sure. Never know if it's that one brave enemy trooper that just wants to not die. I'm pretty sure this is all good. Alrighty. I'm going to detach a brave soul and scout out the rest of this. Unfortunately, the town of Dovobila has been completely obliterated.
Roger.
Huh. Why are you not moving?
Roger.
That's odd. I bet the game's having some glitchy issues. Alright, they're done. On up. See if I can combine these two together. Maybe not. Well, that's odd.
Checkpoint. Awaiting orders.
Oh well. Okay, lesson learned. Do not send anti-tank units, dismount or otherwise, to clear a town. It just doesn't work. Why people should not be in a hurry to wage war. Look at all this devastation. It's just completely uncalled for. Years to build and moments to ruin. That was a quote from the 1980 not have been spoken. Alright, looks like this town has been pretty much cleared. Except for this last western part.
We're at our checkpoint, awaiting orders.
No shooting has taken place. Has not died. Objective Badger has been secured. Mount up what we can. We're going to pause this, consolidate the rest of the units. I think I'll do this to the northwest over here.
Roger.
And go from there. Successful, but they paid the price.
Roger.
We're going to attribute that to bad leadership on my part.
Roger.
Well, as I'm doing that, I need to clear all this. That was not a whole lot of fun. Again, thankfully, this is a game.
Roger. Roger.
Let's see. I don't want to use this road. I could. It'd be easier for the trains to do that because, yeah, there's this road right here. That does a lot of twists and turns. Let's try and avoid that. There's a bridge here, and that's about the only one. If there's one right here, I doubt it. So actually, Task Force Whiskey is going to have to go up through here instead of following this route. Bad planning on my part. I deserve to lose my commission.
Roger.
I know in that Western Army,
Roger.
I would have had my head chewed.
Roger.
Let's get all that started.
Roger.
This is just a mess.
Roger.
Already? They really didn't have to do much, which is alright. I don't know if I can. These two guys don't seem to want to attach together. supposed to. I think they're on their own. So what we're going to do is order the rest of that platoon to blow this pop stand. Again, lots of moving pieces, lots of things going on.
We're at our checkpoint, awaiting orders.
But I've designed this game to take as much time as I possibly, not the game, this mission, I'm sorry, to take as much time as I please. Now 1107 hours mission time. So while that's happening, see, 1st Battalion is completely through the breach. Right, so something's going right. I think these two guys here are just going to hold the fort, so to speak. There's not much they can do. Maybe someone will improve in the Steel Beast company, eSIMs, will improve on this to where you can attach people to almost anywhere, to anybody. I'm sure there's a reason why they can't, but I'll let people who gets paid to administer this game to figure that out.
Checkpoint, waiting orders. We're at our checkpoint.
Why is he not moving? Odd. Assembling at phase line orange. There's nothing for these guys to do. But while I'm doing this, let's check everybody's ammo. Oh, alright. Pause this for a moment. So what I've done here is that you actually have to worry about ammunition. So I've actually designed this to be wary of that.
Roger. Roger.
Something that in real life is probably not worth really going through all the trouble, but it does add some fun to the game that's normally not done. Because most of the time you're always playing the frontline units.
Roger.
In some Milsim units, there are people who will actually volunteer to
Roger.
take over some units like this, because it is, in realism, is actually a pivotal part of the game. In real life,
Roger.
in war, if you cannot supply your troops, your forces, you're not going to win the war. Oh, that's a fueler. I don't want nothing to do with them. Repair. Repair. Supply. Let's detach this regimental unit and help out.
Roger. Roger. Roger.
And that's underway. First battalion is
We're at our checkpoint, awaiting orders.
good to go.
We're at our checkpoint, awaiting orders.
Alrighty.
We're at our checkpoint, awaiting orders.
Alright, we are back. What I had done was I had paused the recording and pushed 2nd Battalion through their breach. Everything has been successful.
We're at our checkpoint, awaiting orders.
No incidents there. However, I started to do the
We're at our
breach here,
checkpoint, awaiting orders.
3rd Battalion, and I noticed that along this route, the vehicles wanted to get tangled up right around here. So I will do some editing at the end of this recording. I will just simply relocate all of 3rd Battalion onto this line, but I will do that at another time. In the meantime, Task Force Whiskey has been set up
awaiting orders.
on Highway 1321 to push that way. I've used this unit here that will scout ahead along this smaller route to see if there's a bridge there. 1st Battalion is online, ready to go. 2nd Battalion is online, ready to go. I will use 6th Company to assault Markivka and set up a block position here, or maybe even a flank maneuver. The rest of the 2nd Battalion will advance onto Objective Shark, secure the Zeleny Heights, and we'll just have 3rd Battalion stand by. So I think we're going to call it a timeout at this point and start up a next recording, part 3, and go from there. In the meantime, the artillery battalions are getting resupplied. So, hope you've enjoyed this segment of this scenario. We'll see you again soon. This is the Red War Dancing, saying keep the treads rolling.